all of a sudden, from a dead sleep, she sat straight up in bed with her eyes great big. And I said, "Do you see the light, Mom? Is that what you're saying is the tunnel?" And she didn't say a word. But she sat there for a minute with her eyes just big. And then she laid back down and took her last breath.
A chill down your spine, movement out of the corner of your eye, a recognizable smell of flowers or perfume, birds, butterflies, coins, a sudden flood of happy memories. There are 1,000 different ways our loved ones in spirit can let us know they are nearby. We just need to be willing to see what they show and feel the energy they share with us. Remember the strength of the love we shared together here on earth, and know that something as temporary as death can never break that bond. My name is Gabrielle Gardner, and I am a medium. From the time I was a little girl, I have seen and heard souls no longer in a physical body. I see and hear the dead. But I want to tell all of you that you do not need to be a medium to connect to loved ones in spirit, and you do not need a medium to talk to them. They can hear you, and at times they can see you. They are not far away, and they are around us often, especially on important days like holidays, birthdays, and anniversaries. Do not get caught up in the yearning to have them here on earth, or to be with them where they are. If you are here, you are meant to be here. You are meant to continue living this life fully, and as you do so, share your life with them. Intentionally send them the energy of the sunsets you see, and the most delicious meals you eat. And more often than not, they will join you in those moments too, whether you know it or not. The more joy you bring into your life, the more experiences you will have to share with those both here on earth and in spirit. Sharing the energy of joy and sending a piece of it to your loved ones in spirit is a beautiful way to strengthen and feel the connections and bonds that span life and death. These bonds of love never go away. They are with us forever. Spirit shows us this truth time and time again in readings.
Okay.
Alrighty. So I just start the readings with a brief prayer, and then I connect to guides and we get going.
Okay.
So, and then the two ways that I'll share information from Spirit is just verbally with you, and then I do automatic writing as well. And so we can flip into that at some point too.
All right.
So, Father, Mother, God, Holy Spirit, Divine Light, Source of all that is, as ValRay and I step into the sacred circle of healing today, we ask for messages of healing, love, and light. We ask for messages to come through with clarity and of the highest good, and we are so grateful and eternally excited and grateful for these messages today, for all those who step forward, both seen and unseen, to our guides, to our angels, to our loved ones, and to, of course, to the source of all who has brought us here today. Amen. Okay, so it was interesting. When I was doing that prayer, my energy immediately started to lift real fast. Sometimes it takes a sec. So there's a really strong connection coming through.
People mean a lot of different things when they say lift or raise energy. In this moment, I did not need to place the usual attention and intention on lifting my energy above the normal level we reside at. It felt like Spirit literally grabbed me by the hand and pulled me up through the clouds to some beautiful place beyond the world we know. This lifting of energy, when guided by Spirit rather than my own intention, literally feels like soaring through the sky at high speed. In this case, my ears even popped, as if my body experienced a change in altitude or pressure. It's an incredible feeling that's always exciting to experience early in a reading.
Okay. Gosh, I have a lot of strong emotion coming up too, which is maybe coming from you. Did you lose someone recently? Real recent? Okay.
Last night.
Wait, okay, hold on. I don't want to know because I want to make sure I get this right, but gosh, this is real fast. Okay.
The sudden emotion I felt was overwhelming, but it wasn't that of grief or sadness. It was actually intense excitement and relief. It felt uncomfortable to cut ValRay off like this in this moment of the reading, but I knew someone on the other side was excited to provide validation for her and needed to let that come through before she shared more information about her loved ones in spirit. The feelings of excitement that were building in this moment were incredible, and you can see that it was hard to put words together at first to start relaying messages from spirit.
So my guides are saying that this is a divinely guided meeting because it did get delayed and we were supposed to have it today so that we could have this conversation. As these things happen, I'm sure you're aware. So what the guides are saying, and I'll get into it, is I just keep hearing over and over what a tremendous occasion, what a celebration to behold. Gosh, it's making me emotional. Sorry. What a party to be had. So that just tells me, excuse me, that somebody recently very past. Is that your mom?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I feel your mom. And oh my goodness, there's such a big party going on. It makes me emotional because it feels like my family, which always makes me happy, where there's a lot of people there to guide her and to be with her. And so you said it was just last night?
9:07, and I was there with her. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah.
And I said, Mom, there's a party waiting and you better not be late. And she opened her eyes and just stared and she couldn't talk or couldn't swallow or anything, but and then she closed her eyes and just left.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad that oh gosh, that it just that's confirmation too about the party, but
The feeling in this portion of the reading was pure magic. Spirit was doing their best to share the feelings of bliss and joy and celebration that ValRay's mom experienced as her soul left her vessel and moved into spirit with other loved ones. The timing of this reading was absolutely incredible, truly spirit guided. ValRay had been on the wait list for 2 months, had a session scheduled, then had to reschedule due to an emergency situation. We then scheduled a reading for the second time that I ended up needing to reschedule. I had told her my next opening was in a month, but had an unexpected cancellation and asked her just 48 hours before this reading if she was available. Despite the short notice, our schedules matched up, and after 3.5 months of waiting, the time of ValRay's reading came just 15 hours after her mom transitioned to spirit. This was unbelievable divine timing, and a beautiful spirit-guided connection I will never forget.
Oh my gosh, I don't usually connect with souls who have crossed that recently. So to me, it feels just so beautiful. It's so bright and it's so light and it's so happy and it's all the things we hope for. So it's a gift for me too to be able to feel this today. So thank you for that. And it is sometimes, so what is happening though that I'll tell you is I'm not talking to her directly just yet because she has things to do. And so I'm being shown things about her from her guides and your guides and my guides. It's a guide party. And that's because she's busy. She has things to do this soon after. So she might be able to come through a little bit, but I can see her. The thing that they're showing me right now is that she was surrounded by her family as she passed, which I already said, but she says they're showing that she said as she was crossing, "Thank you so much for allowing my family to be there and for bringing us together." So she was thanking the rest of your guys' family for doing that. And it was kind of it feels like it was a spirit guided thing that brought you guys all together. And like everything about her passing just feels very spirit led of, even having this reading today. It's just, there's so much momentum behind her in life and in what she is now, which is a beautiful place. And so then, so I'm just going to keep going, and I ramble. That's how I do these. So you can insert things.
Okay.
Now that I got connected, I just want to make sure I do that right, because then it goes from there. Okay, so your mom is beautiful.
And I think my mama is the flowers in my house, and the breath of air that I get from all my plants. She's a sweet, sweet woman who always, no matter what I did, would forgive me and say, it's okay, we'll do better next time, right? It's like, I'll try, but she was never a damning or shaming person. Didn't threaten me at all. So she was good.
Is your dad passed as well?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm seeing your dad much younger, and he's very handsome, and I think he's showing me how he probably was kind of in the prime of his life, and I see him as like tall and muscular. He looked like he could have been on some vintage postcard, like on a beach somewhere. I'm kind of seeing, this is silly, but I don't actually see people this clearly generally. And I think I'm seeing him very clearly because he is so close, because he was there with your mom. And I'm picking up on that. And it sounds funny, but I kind of see like big ears and like a square head. I don't know. It's just, I see like the outline. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Spirit has shown that when souls move back into the non-physical, there is a process of shedding the vessel and the energies of being physical that takes a bit of time. This is the time when any stuck or stagnant energy of a life is left behind here in the physical world, making room for bliss and joy in the non-physical. Spirit has also shown that it takes a bit of time to become reacquainted with the reality of no longer being in a physical body. It is a beautiful experience to leave behind all aches and pains, but it can take some time getting used to it. Because ValRay's mom had some settling to do, her dad chose this moment in the reading to make himself known. His energy felt very present, as if he was both standing in the room next to me and in the room next to ValRay, and I could see him more clearly than is normal for my connection to Spirit. I believe that when loved ones come to be with family at the time of death, they step more into the earth plane, bridging the physical and non-physical, so that those preparing to leave their vessel can more easily feel their loved ones around them. Spirit is amazing in this way, and ValRay's dad was focused on helping his wife and comforting his children during this time.
But yeah, man, he's just, I can tell both of your parents too. I mean, I don't want to share what I think, but it feels like you had a very nice childhood, and that they were just loving parents, and they did the best to love you. I mean, it's just, there's so much warmth coming from him.
I was born in a junkyard on Johnson Creek Boulevard. My parents owned it at the time, and they couldn't get to a hospital, so my dad and both my grandmothers delivered me. So yeah, I'm a junkyard dog. But I like my character, so.
And that he is so happy that you're able to be there with your mom through that. So he was definitely like a hard worker, and he had to provide for you. Do you have sisters? Or
I have 2 older sisters and a younger brother.
Okay, he's showing me a bunch of girls. Like, he's just showing that it felt like a crowd of girls. So I'm sure your brother's in there too, but that's just how it showed. So also, I think that might be like the time in his life that I don't know when that happened, but it's kind of, he's picking a time when the 3 girls were young.
Yeah.
And that feels like the time, I don't know why, he's just showing like that's the time that he chose to kind of, he's hanging out in that period right now. And he says that's where the happiness was and is. And
Brothers and sisters, the oldest one is really smart. The second one is really Christian. Then there was me sneaking out of the house and And my brother kind of followed in my footsteps. We were the fun ones. They were boring. But I'm glad I lived my life when I was younger. I just am, because I've lived a full life. I've done many, many things. So, and I follow a lot like in my mom's footsteps. She was a rock hound. She taught me about rocks. I'm a rock hound. I have tons of rocks. She taught me about plants. I have probably 110 plants in my house.
One of my favorite things Spirit has shown is that we all get to choose, when it is our time, how we want to be while in the non-physical, what energy from this life we carry over, and souls often choose the times in their lives that were full of the most vitality, health, and happiness. Even if a loved one lives to be 80 or 90, they often choose to show themselves as they preferred to be seen in life. They can also change how they appear and share images from specific periods of their life to help make themselves more recognizable to a specific person.
So, let's see. With your mom too, what they're showing is this. I think this is much later, but just like a lot of cards, like playing cards, and
Yes.
that she loved playing games.
Yes.
Yeah.
We played cards every Sunday.
Oh, good. Okay. Nice. Yeah. I see lots of playing cards. And that is funny enough. I mean, so that is very meaningful that's something that's coming through right now. That was a big part of her life. And that was a lot of joy that she had, and a lot of happiness, and a lot of connections with friends and family. And so that's kind of like a big soul impression, is that time with the cards. So yeah, so your dad is showing me so much of watching over your mom through the time of her passing recently, and that he was there with her, especially in these last feels like a while, but for sure like the last few weeks, that he was very much there and like in the room, and his presence was just all around her. So yeah, gosh, so usually I can keep going more than this, but it's so recent and it's so fresh that I keep just coming back to like this celebration of her passing, and that it's a party. So yeah, I think that we can switch over into the writing,
Okay.
and we'll get more answers, because my brain is overwhelmed by that energy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad that she's having a party, because I knew she was.
Yeah. And it's very much that again, I'm not talking with her, but I'm feeling things from her through guides. And it's kind of the celebration time that we always hope happens, kind of being out of the body, out of the vessel, and getting to move and getting to be out. Let's see if I can just hear. It's down. Wow, so just yesterday. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I get scatterbrained when it's like that.
Well, it was just so that, that I got to have this meeting today was such a blessing. It was like perfect timing.
Yeah,
Perfect.
gosh, this is one of those things, that's crazy. I mean, I'm going to tell people about this, that a reading got delayed so that it's the day after. It's just someone went on their journey.
Yeah.
Okay. So all I do for this is you can open it with a brief question that can be anything. I mean, like as broad as, how are you, or specific, whatever, and it just gets it going and flowing. But it has to be from you, directed to a person.
Okay. I've recently had 3 people pass, one in February, March, and April. And then I'm going to go see somebody tomorrow who's on hospice that
Goodness.
So it's like, and I just had all this back surgery and had some really, they over medicated me, and I was afraid I was going to die. And I lost at the use of my legs on my back surgery. I mean, it was just so traumatic, the whole thing. And I just want to make sure my friend Annie is, she had a liver transplant. She had cancer and had a liver transplant, was doing really well. And then about 3 weeks afterwards, just had a pain in her chest and died of a heart attack instantly. And she was like 10 years younger than me, and I'm 68. So she was just a dear friend. And I just want to make sure she was okay. And
yeah, so let's just, is it okay if I say something just like, how are you, Annie?
yeah.
Okay.
My heart just broke. She was my best friend, my travel buddy. You know, it was so sudden, but I miss her every day.
Annie really began to share the depth of the connection she shared with ValRay at this point in the writing. I could feel the love coming from her with such sincerity and depth, as she shared that they had known each other far beyond just the time they shared in this life, perhaps knowing each other for lifetimes. Their friendship was special and full of so much fun and joy.
I know I'll see her and she'll, we'll have fun. We'll see each other again on another plane in another lifetime. I think that's cool about death. I think it's cool that you run into people over and over and over and have that deja vu kind of, I know you, I just don't know where from. No,
Hmm.
that's awesome.
Isn't that cool? Wow.
Yeah. She was a dear, dear friend.
Yeah.
That's one of those connections you have that you just instantly become friends, and like you were separated and now we aren't.
Yeah.
And we went to Orlando, then we flew to Fort Lauderdale, and then went down to Key West and hung out down there. She was just, we like to do the same thing, get up slowly, have coffee, enjoy the morning quiet, and then eat a brunch kind of thing, a lot of fresh fruit, go out to the ocean and just enjoy the smells of the ocean, and then come back, take a nap, and then a shower, and go out to eat, and go to art galleries. You know, it was just an easy, we just like to do the same things.
Annie confirmed that she too felt a deep kinship to ValRay and encouraged her to continue laughing and enjoying life as much as possible, holding the knowingness that they would be reunited again. The energy of their friendship was light and warm, and I'm grateful Annie was able to share so much bright energy during this short writing to ValRay.
I don't know what really lies on the other side, but I'm not afraid of it, and I'm not afraid to die. I've lived a good life, and if I die tonight, it's okay. I'll see the people I love up in heaven or wherever it is, you know, on the next plane. I knew my mom was going to pass yesterday. I just said, she came in on the 27th of October. She's going to go out the 27th of this month. I just know it. I just know it. And I'm going to stay here until she passes. And I said, I'll leave around 10:30. And she passed at 9:07. And it was like, okay, I don't have to hang out all night. And, you know, and I'm glad she passed easily, and that she got to see all her brothers and sisters, and no more pain. No more pain. She had dementia really bad. And all she could remember was her younger years and her family and their, you know, I just wanted her to be a smooth, easy transition where she's happy and at peace. I imagine the garden up there is gorgeous. She loves flowers.
Yeah. So many people talk about gardens, and from what I've seen and felt is people get to kind of pick what they want to be in. And so I've seen people with, you know, showing like a beautiful beach cottage, and I've seen a cabin in the woods, and I've seen, a beautiful kind of English garden. And it's like we get a bit of say in where we go and how we see what we experience next.
That's awesome.
It's just, it's beautiful. I can say too, though, with that, so when I feel that she passed, it feels like she's kind of far away right now. And that's just how it goes. And it's especially if there's a lot of kind of leaving that needs to happen. I call it leaving. It's like leaving behind. It's leaving behind the vessel, leaving behind the humanness of being human. And so if there is a lot of it, it just takes more time. And so people sometimes are really, you know, adamant to hear from them right away, or feel their signs, feel their energy, which you definitely may. But just know that sometimes it takes a bit of time. For that process of kind of shedding the humanness.
As ValRay and I were speaking about the beauty of the place after this place, ValRay's mom's guides showed that she was in the middle of the beautiful process of leaving behind all that is not needed after our souls leave our vessels. ValRay's mom was leaving behind a tired body and a confused mind, and she was becoming a soul surrounded by and filled with peace and warmth and love. She was preparing to experience the clarity, joy, happiness, and bliss that Spirit describes as being the reality of the place after this place. It was a beautiful thing the guide showed, and the feeling of collective celebration and excitement was palpable for the second time in this reading.
Yeah, she had 7 sisters, and 2 are still alive, but they were all passing just within the last year. And she missed them tremendously, and just remembered little girl things that they did, and her driving a car when she was 11 with her sisters, and you know, she would tell me stories and stuff. And Mom and I were very close.
Yeah,
and
I can feel that.
And I look like my mama, and I just feel blessed that she was my mother. You know, I learned a lot from her. Not all do I agree, but I learned about love and about compassion, gardening, art, stained glass. I mean, she was just she was really.
Do you paint? Do you paint?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay. So I see when you said that, I mean, I don't know where this came from, but painting like a scene of a mountain with a bunch of flower fields down below it.
Yeah, I do paint with acrylics. I didn't know I could paint, and now I paint, and it's like, okay.
Nice.
You know, it's a nice gift. Yeah. It's, and I just felt like it was such a blessing to be the one to be with her, to let her into the next area, because we were just so close. And I wanted her to say my name, and the last word she spoke to me was ice cream. And that's funny, because my grandpa, when he passed away, those were his last words.
Oh my gosh, that is funny. Yeah.
So I told my daughter, when it's my time, I'm going to say Haagen-Dazs. So she'll know it's me.
Yeah.
Ice cream is a big deal in our family. You know, it's just a wonderful time, and our time's up. And bless you, Gabrielle. Thank you for all you've given me.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you. I'm so glad we got to have this today. It was supposed to be today.
It was a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it is. And I will send over the writings so that you can have them and share them or do whatever you'd like with them.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I hope you have a speedy recovery too, and continue on your path.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Well, I think our spirits go to a different dimension, is what I believe. And that in that dimension, we kind of get a reel-to-reel of what has occurred in our past in this life. And I don't think we all get to come back right away, but I do believe that we do come back and incarnate and learn the next lessons, or the next group of lessons that we have to learn. And when you fail to learn them in this life, guess what? You get repeats, you know, and that's kind of what I feel happened. You know, how much compassion did you show? How much integrity did you have? How honest are you? How is your word? Did you help people on this earth? Did you try to better other human beings while you were on your growth path as well? And I think all of those things come into enlightenment until we're like Buddha, you know, until we're so enlightened that all you can do is be happy and laugh.
This reading held so much beauty and excitement and celebration from Spirit, and it just felt right that the end of the reading came with ValRay sharing some of her favorite happy memories with her mom. This is what Spirit can do for us. It is a gift. When we are grieving and healing, if we are able to allow it, they help to remind us of all the good things in this world and all the good parts of our lives. We just have to be willing to let that light in sometimes. They will help us recognize the beauty of the earth, and remind us of the times we felt joy and love. It is one of the best ways they can help us heal. We never move on after someone we love dies. We just change. We become something new, and this new version of us carries parts of those we love with us into new days. We are who we are because of the love that has been given to us by others, and it is a gift we get to honor them by carrying that love forward as we make our way through this life. Even though we cannot touch them or see them, our loved ones are not gone. They are not far away. They are watching over us, guiding us, and continuing to love us. And when it is our time, we will be reunited with those we love again.